In 1995, Mike Shanahan and an O-line coach named Alex Gibbs teamed up together with the Denver Broncos to develop a new offensive scheme. Shanahan brought passing concepts from the West Coast offense and combined them with Alex Gibbs' zone blocking running scheme to create the wide zone offense that culminated in back-to-back Super Bowl victories in 1998 and 1999. This offense had stars like Terrell Davis, Shannon Sharpe, and John Elway, but this offense did an amazing job of putting these players in places to succeed in a different way than any other offense at the time. But even after back-to-back Super Bowl victories, this wide zone offense never took off like the Bill Walsh West Coast system. It spread like wildfire and had Walsh disciples take it to every corner of the NFL, led by coaches like Mike Holmgren with the Packers, John Gruden with the Raiders and the Buccaneers, and Andy Reid with the Philadelphia Eagles. So even though through the years a few teams picked up this offense, like the Houston Texans in 2006 when they hired Gary Kubiak, who coached under Mike Shanahan, it just never really clicked in the NFL until now. At the start of the 2021 NFL season, there are 10 teams running a variation of this offense. That is close to 1/3 of the league, but there are 2 coaches leading the charge. Sean Mcvay with the LA Rams and Mike's son, Kyle Shanahan, with the San Francisco 49ers. Since these 2 have been hired, they have led 2 of the most explosive, exciting, and influential offenses in the whole league, and both have led their teams to Super Bowl appearances. But what is the wide zone offense and how can we implement it in Madden 22? Well, first, it is all based off 2 running plays: the wide zone run, or stretch it is referred to a lot in Madden, and the inside zone. These are the pillars of the whole scheme, and they are so effective because they stretch the defense horizontally and really get explosive gains to the outside. And when the defense starts to overplay to that outside run, there are huge cutback lanes up the middle of the defense. Now, this is going to work great in Madden because stretch is one of the best runs in the entire game, and we are going to use it to its full advantage. Now, the counter off these runs is going to be the play action boot game. This is an absolute staple for this wide zone scheme. They want their zone run and boot off of it to look identical. This is going to allow them to stretch the defense horizontally going towards the running play. Then when they boot off of it, they will be going against the flow of the defense and then have a ton of other receiving options flooding the defense going the other way. Now, in Madden, play action does not work as well as in the real NFL, and we won't get the same flow from the linebackers and the safeties, but we can still impact the user and get openings going away from our run action. I will be breaking down how we can get these boots to really work for us in Madden in a future video. Another huge principle of this offense is having condensed tight formations. This is going to put tremendous pressure on the defense's assignments and alignment. Last season, the Rams had the tightest average formation at 21 yards, and the 49ers were 3rd. The Rams have actually led the NFL in this stat over the last 4 years. Now, this is going to work great for us in Madden because tight formations are one of the hardest things to stop and are going to put a ton of pressure on the defense, and all of the formations we will be using in this scheme will be using a tight alignment. Another aspect the Rams and 49ers feature is a ton of pre-snap motion. This is used as a coverage identifier to create confusion and to create unique different looks for the offense. The 49ers led the NFL in pre-snap motion last year with 75% of their plays featuring it and have led the NFL in this stat over the last 5 seasons. This once again will translate very well to Madden for very similar reasons. This will help us identify man coverage. It will give us unique alignments and unique routes we can throw at our opponent. And this will be featured very heavily in our scheme. And lastly, this offense will be under center much more than other offenses in the NFL, with the 49ers second in the NFL last year with being under center 57% of the time, and the Rams at 3rd with 56% of the time. This is what is going to allow them to really feature their wide zone running game with their boot action off of it. Now, 3 out of the 5 formations we will be using in this offense will be under center. So really, with this scheme, I want to combine the core wide zone philosophy and a lot of the concepts that the 49ers and Rams use to give you guys a realistic representation of this offense while still making it effective and explosive in Madden 22. I will be doing a ton of breakdowns for this offense on my main page, but I will be even going more in depth and having more setups on my membership page, and that is really going to unlock this whole offense and make you an absolute juggernaut. So click the join button down below if you want to see even more of these setups as they come out. Now, for this offense, we are going to be running out of the LA Rams Rams Playbook, and we are going to be featuring 5 different formations. The first is going to be single back bunch X nasty. This is going to be our main formation in this offense, and it is really going to let us feature our wide zone run and our boot action off it. And then we are going to have a ton of different passing plays that are really going to give us answers for whatever the defense throws at us. Then we will be in single back wing flex close. This is going to have a crazy explosive inside zone run that you will bust huge gains with. And then it is also going to have probably my favorite passing play in the whole scheme that is going to make cover 2 and cover 3 basically unplayable. And then we are going to be in gun tight flex, and this is going to have some really good zone beating plays that are going to attack in totally unique ways that are going to be way different than most gun tight formations you will see out there. Then we will also have the formation tight doubles and single back doubles south. Now I've already broke down both of these formations in my Tampa Bay Buccaneers scheme, so we will already have setups at our disposal out of these formations that we can add into this wide zone offense. Okay, let's get into the personnel we want to use for this scheme. So we want an athletic QB who's going to be able to move and really be dynamic in our boot play action passing game. The 3 attributes I really prioritized were arm strength, throw on the run, and speed. I'm using Josh Allen for this scheme, and I'm throwing gunslinger on him. I would definitely recommend this ability. That is going to allow us to get really good zip on the football even when we're throwing on the run. And then at running back, this is maybe our most important position. He needs to be fast enough to get to the edge in the run game. He needs to be strong and physical enough to run between the tackles, and then he has to have good hands because we do throw to our running back quite often. I'm using Ronnie Brown right now, and we have reach for it, and then we also have jukebox on him, and that is just going to allow us to be more explosive and break more tackles in the run game. And then at our wide receiver 1, we want a big, fast, physical wide receiver who can win over the middle, be explosive in the passing game while still being a really good blocker. And he really needs to be able to hold on over the middle and make tough possession catches. For this player, I'm using Calvin Johnson. We have mid in elite on him. This is going to help him separate man coverage and is really going to help him hold onto the football in those tough catches over the middle. And then at our wide receiver 2, we want a fast run after the catch type receiver who can be dangerous in space, can stretch the field vertically and really win down the field. This is also going to be our speed sweep receiver whenever we want to use that jet sweep motion. And I'm using Charlie Joyner in this spot. Then at our slot receiver, we want a quick, great route runner who can really catch over the middle, separate against man coverage, and make those tough toe-tapping sideline catches. We are using Jerry Rice in this spot, and we have route tech on him. This is going to give us quick, easy separation in the passing game. Then at tight end, we want a balanced tight end. He needs to be athletic enough to make plays after the catch, but he really needs to be able to hold up in the run game and really set the edge on our wide zone runs. And I am using Ozzie Newsome in this spot. Then as far as our O-line, it is going to work a little bit different than it would work in real life. In a real life zone blocking scheme, they actually prefer smaller athletic linemen, but in Madden, having big, strong, powerful, heavy offensive linemen really works to our advantage. So we are looking for that, but they still need to be fast and athletic enough to get to the second level and pick up linebackers. Then on our 2 guards, we have post up. This is really going to help them win on those double team blocks before they get to the next level and pick up linebackers. This offense is going to be incredibly hard to stop if run correctly, but if you want to run a defense based out of a real NFL scheme designed to stop explosive passing offenses, you need to watch this video right here.